someone you know or love.
I went ahead and hit record there, Heather, so you're live and on camera.
Okay, are so ready to go and roll?
Oh yeah, it actually just turned 12, so let's do this.
Ooh, I am seeing a win in the house. Marjorie increased our business this week. I am cheering you and Steve on. That is awesome news. Woo, 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 indeed. Whether in the chat box or auditorily, congrats. Exactly, Brett. That is fantastic. Awesome. So without further ado, I am going to share screen and offer some wisdom in the house. Let's see if it's going to behave itself. I had it set up for slide and it is saying I want to show you all my... There we go. Have we got it?
Yep.
Awesome. Great. So I'm going to shrink the videos and here we go. So without further ado, one and hopefully Marjorie, that's great, Brett. Classical Feng Shui consults rolling in Vina. That is fantastic. Helping others. Fantastic as well. Great. Love to see the wins coming in. All right. Without further ado, a brief yet hopefully powerful review, carry forward, integration rules, your nation coming forward from WEVO. So as always, my favorite 4 words to describe not only, but to describe WEVO is our aligning of our effort and energy. For instance, without ever asking me, you have me doing a summary for you behind the scenes. That's just a very mini example. I hadn't even planned to say that, but an example of as we align our efforts and energies, look who's doing something for you that you never even asked them to do for you. So I'd love to see in the chat box, what one thing did somebody else do for you this week that you didn't even ask for that was a bonus to you? So you start to look at how simple yet gorgeous, or that you did for somebody else without asking, that aligned effort and energies. Love to see that in the chat box. And if other folks can all mute your mics, that would be great. So Brett kicked off a new loop, a new series of 8, with describing to us in a new way the 5 deliverables that if you aren't yet receiving, should realize you are receiving or can receive from being part of WEVO. And that first one is, and this is a taste of it, training. And this is just the tip of the iceberg. Learning the new order, the new way of doing things in life. So training is one. Second is masterminding, which is happening anywhere from casual gatherings to one-on-one business conversations, and will be more formally an offering in WEVO in days to come. Collaboration as a third one, in a very real and higher order way than you may have ever imagined. Events that have already occurred and will exponentially be growing, and the opportunity of sharing WEVO going forward. So that was a new 5-way, 5-benefit, 5-deliverable way of describing us. And then the make sense question is, who do you want to also enjoy these benefits? Who do you want to be in the WEVO conversation with you? Who do you want to bring into the WEVO fold of doing business and having a better life? Love to see names that just instinctively, just intuitively popped to mind right now in the chat box of folks you'd love to invite into the WEVO conversation, and to know that it's that simple. WevoTribes.com. So that was the first part of what Brett brought to us in a new, fresh way, and then kicked off a new loop of our 8 WEVO DNA, for inner, for inter DNA, the first one being awareness. And I will briefly just do 2 uber simple points on it and be tag teaming with Brett. So if you haven't put names of people you would love to invite into this business world and this business conversation, both online here and offline, love to see those in the chat box. And my 2 simple touch points on awareness is awareness of what? And Brett gave us a couple of clusters of categories: a spiritual, of other, of self, of planet, of your will and resources, of opportunities, obstacles, cause and effect, different themes than I have that's been brought to my attention. So I appreciated the freshness of the themes of possibility and the reminder which was as powerful as these, awareness of who or for who. It's for ourselves, not trying, and this is quote unquote, trying to make others aware. And that had me inspired to find this. When you stop trying to change others and work on changing yourself, your world changes for the better. And that is my hopefully powerful, maybe inspiring, perhaps insight triggering, thought provoking, you tell me in the chat box, summary carry forward bridge between last week and I think in record time, in about 4.5 minutes, not that time is the key, to this week. So I know I'm at the edge of my seat to really stay teachable to Brett's fresh take on the number 2 DNA and any other gifts he's bringing to us. So without further ado, our founder of the WEVO ship at the helm and the wheel, Mr. Brett Labit.
Thank you, Heather, from Toronto, Canada. Appreciate you so much. And I'm going to share my screen here with everybody and kick on slideshow. Great recap. I feel that's accurate. You know, we just touched on awareness, and so people are going to have to dig in a little bit deeper. And as you engage the training, we cover a lot more. But, you know, I'm often quoting, success begins with awareness, and dreams are realized through aligned effort and energy. So that's why awareness is the number 1 WEVO DNA. So we're going to just breeze through today's topic. It's clarity of dreams. It's the 2nd WEVO DNA. And just you know, kind of a summary of purpose of why we're doing these 8 WEVO DNA is because I learned something and cracked the code on something a while back. And what a lot of people are doing, and I told David Keith this the other day, is they think that the old paradigm is actually the new. And the reason they think that is because they're behind. So very typical, very common in the world, a handful of people lead change. A large majority follow late and think they're right on time. What I want to introduce to you on this webinar series is that what you think is new is most likely old. And so you're trying to develop expertise in old paradigms, most likely. I don't want to be accusatory, but most likely this is what I've witnessed. And in order to create exponential results and to create uncommon results, you have to become aware and step outside of what is common thought and embrace uncommon thought to create uncommon results. The WEVO DNA and High Vibe and Thriving Tribes are the uncommon thought and uncommon result. Now, the old paradigm was that you looked for your ideal client and you looked for your ideal connection, and you kind of sorted and filtered, and when you thought you had that person, you sat on them like a chicken on an egg trying to hatch the egg and hoping that person would turn into a client. Here's the number 1 reason that doesn't work so well today. The whole world is completely connected. There are 2 billion people all screaming, buy my product, buy my service, and look at me, look at me, look at me, and wanting attention. And your ideal client is inundated with so much information that they have castled themselves from the public. We are now only pulling information that we definitely know that we desire, and we're shutting ourselves off from everyone else's noise. So this is why there's a new paradigm, the new paradigm of High Vibing Thriving Tribe. What it says is it says you're not looking for your ideal client. You're looking to create an ecosystem that has everyone's client in it. And as you create that ecosystem, what you're able to do is nurture the ecosystem through culture. And as you nurture it through culture, you create the highest and best outcome possible. So people ask me, you know, what should my objective be when I meet with somebody? Your objective should be this and only this. When you meet with somebody, the objective is to create the highest and best outcome possible. Now you might think, well, to me, that would be a client. Not necessarily. What if it's someone that you don't want to be a client? Well, I look to create a friend. Not necessarily. There are some people you may not be in friendship with. Why don't you just be open to creating the highest and best outcome possible, and start to adopt this new thought process of high vibing, thriving tribe. When you create the ecosystem, it will generate the highest and best outcome for you. Now, why? If you position yourself as an authentic leader inside of a tribe, then the world can't help but notice you and give you audience, and your social currency, your social influence will go up with authentic leadership. When your social influence goes up, this magical thing happens. It's the currency to be able to buy your dreams, to fund your dreams. When all other currency is shifting, changing, failing, succeeding, growing, manipulated, different agendas are causing it to bounce around, there's one currency throughout time that you can depend on, and that is social influence. If you have influence, it doesn't matter what the world is doing. It doesn't matter what the economy is doing. It doesn't matter what your community is doing. If you have influence, you have the highest and best chance at success. So the WEVO DNA, the WEVO social network, this invite-only social network to accelerate life and business growth, is all about the awareness of the new paradigm and building tribe. And when you build tribe, you've heard it said a different way, but you've never really seen it organized quite like this before. And the way it's been said in other ways is your network will determine your net worth. Some people say your network will determine your life worth to a degree. And so the point here is this. There's an outer circle of contact. Okay, it's the digital C, it's networking events, living life, marketing, what Hank and Sharon do over there in Sedona at Westside Deli, and you have different people that maybe approach making contact different ways. That's the outer circle of influence. It's a touch point. And until it becomes a conversation, they don't move into the inner circle of database, where you can regularly nurture that relationship in some organized fashion. But through that engagement, you create connection. And when you create connection, you bring people into your inner circle. Now, what's the key to growing your inner circle, where all the great things in life happen, where your inner circle, your core advocates, your raving fans exist? How do you create that group? It's very simple. The quantity of the outer circle, which is contact. So this model, this club, this organization is designed to help you make contact in massive fashion to grow your network and then turn that network into tribe. Not only tribe, but the higher vibration and thriving tribe that will produce results not only for you, but for them and for the planet. So let's dig in a little bit and see what this next WEVO DNA is all about. So the purpose of us doing the webinar here is really just to expose some of this information to potential new members and to our members, and really get you started on the path of awareness of the concepts of high vibe and thriving tribe. There are 8 WEVO DNA. Of course, I said success begins with awareness, and dreams are realized with aligned effort and energy. So our first DNA is awareness, and our final DNA is aligned effort and energy. And what I've learned throughout time is I've studied wonderfully successful and happy individuals that have what we call WEVO Baha'i, which is belonging, attainments, happiness, and inner peace, is that these 8 principles are present every single time. They're non-negotiables, they're immutable, and awareness is one of those. Aligned effort and energy as the 8th DNA is another. So just a quick recap on the WEVO DNA. The first 4, number 1 through 4, are what we call interactions. So you have awareness, and then clarity of dreams, and then definiteness of purpose, and then the 4th one is wellness. Now, when we're speaking of wellness, we're speaking of the foundation of wellness based on what we perceive and believe, which is if your thoughts, emotions, feelings, words, and actions align, this is very, very important, align with your stated vision and mission of who you are. Your personal mission and your stated vision, how you see your contribution to the world and where you're going with that contribution, do your thoughts, emotions, feelings, words, and actions and behaviors and habits and activities align with that? That's called congruence. When you're congruent, we feel you have a great basis for health and wellness. And then there's a lot more past that. But the second group of DNA, and it looks like I needed to change this here on the slide, but this is number 5 through 8, and they are interactions. Number 1, or number 5 in the DNA, is authentic leadership. It all begins with you from a place of humility, accountability, and responsibility. You have immense and enormous power. That's why it must be humble, or you're probably going to break yourself. Check yourself before you wreck yourself. But you've got to be humble, in my opinion, my perspective, but also accountable and responsible to your leadership. So ways that I've got a new book coming out. I'm so excited for you guys to read this book. It's called High Vibe and Thrive in Tribe. And there are about 25 points on authentic leadership that when you read these points, you literally can make them a to-do and just go, man, I'm just going to work on this one this week and get this into my DNA. But as you build that position of authentic leadership, people are going to be attracted to you. And so that's the 6th DNA, is attract tribe. Now you got to expand your network through making contact. As you make contact, it's not just about who can I rope into my deal, who can I sell a product to, who can I bring into my way of thinking. It's who can I bring in to the tribe and then be a good steward of my time and resources and give them value so that they feel a change from being outside of the tribe and coming into the tribe. If they don't feel a change, why would they be in your tribe? They must feel the difference. When people, Veronica, if she's at Westside Deli, she would verify this and validate this. And, different people, David and Heather, and different people that have experienced this. When Heather came to Sedona, she goes, man, I'm home is Canada, but I spent 2 weeks with WEVO in Sedona and felt like I was leaving home to go back home. It's got to feel different. It's got to be an experience for people inside of your tribe that is beneficial, that makes them want more of it, that makes them want to overlook small, petty things and be more focused and concentrated on being of value to other people in the tribe, because they know that's where they find their belonging. They know that's where they can achieve their attainments. They know that they find more happiness there, and they know that they are able to have less stress, less worry, and have more inner peace. So you attract tribe through authentic leadership, and then you create harmonic culture. As you create the culture inside of the tribe, everyone wants to be there. They want to be a part of that. They can't even explain why. I don't know why I want to be here. It just feels good. But even more importantly, and we're going to dive deeper in this, especially as we expand the potential partnership with some friends of mine that are heavy hitters in the world of building tribes and leadership. One of the concepts, and I'm just refraining from saying the name right now, but one of the concepts that this gentleman uses in building tribe is triad. Okay, so in creating harmonic culture, you form triads, or these triangles of 3 people. And not only do they have the connection, but they have the relationships back. You watch out for the person next to you. It's like the Spartans. I just love their battle strategy. I think it's called the phalanx or something like that. But they protect the man next to them. What a concept. What an idea that in life and business, we wouldn't find petty reasons to destroy people or to kick people or to hurt people in order for us to rise up or look bigger or look better, but to actually lift people up next to you and elevate the entire tribe. And doing that at the very core of triads, 3 people. And then finally, the master principle, in my perspective, the one that overarches absolutely everything, is to align effort and energy. And let me explain what this is. You have 2 aspects of it. Aligned effort and energy has the mental action, which is mastermind. Mastering your mind, the collective thought, it's mastering the mind. The second aspect of aligned effort and energy is physical action or collaboration. You need both. You can't just do the mental and not put in the action and the physical. It doesn't mean you need to work 100 hours a week. It doesn't even mean you need to work hard. But you must give evidence to your faith through your action and activity. So we call it accurate thought, activity, and habit. Put those three together and they're chicken soup for the, well, I'll say different words. They're pea soup for the soul. There's some kind of good soup, those three things. And so those are the 8 WEVO DNA, and today's DNA is on clarity of dreams. Okay, let's look at clarity of dreams. Why should you get clarity of your dreams? You've heard this before, what's your dream? Have a big dream, get it clear. Most of that is just fantasy BS. Most of it is just, picture things you're never even willing to work for. It's not in your sweet spot of imagination or reality, but we've been so programmed on what we should desire or want in our life or aspire to or be intentional about. Okay? Should you have big dreams? What do you think the answer is? Society would say, oh, yeah. The whole self-help world would say, you should have big, big dreams. Maybe if that's the life that you desire. What if your real heart's desire is to just sit on a dock and fish with your grandkids and live a peaceful, quiet life? Maybe that is your big dream. So what I would challenge you here is not to get caught up in what I think your dream should be. I love jets. I love yachts. I love big houses. I love travel. I love lifestyle, but I also love to give. I love philanthropy. I love to speak and teach and train. And I love cars. I love the Teslas, the sedans. I love Bentley. I mean, I love lots of cool stuff. Does it really drive me? I don't know if it really drives me. So when I get clarity of my dreams, what I'm doing is I'm going through these activities right here. I got to go ahead and see if I can get these videos off of here. They're kind of cramping my style. I'm not really sure how to do that. Okay, but anyway, to sort and filter the desires of your heart. That's one of the first purposes that I have when looking to get clarity on my dreams. I want to sort and filter the desires of my heart, not your heart and what you think I should have, not Brett's heart and what he thinks you should have, or Heather's or anyone else's. This is about you and you peeling back the layers of what society has put on you to call the desires of your heart and what they should be, and getting congruent with what they truly are. Then create a clear picture of your evolved self. What does life look like with these dreams realized? Create a clear picture and understand and feel, get clear on the emotions stimulated by that and the feelings that process those emotions. And then become aware, this is a huge one, become aware of the discomfort of disconnect. I'm going to say something right now that's probably going to tick some people off. The self-help world has sold a blue pill. Feel good, feel good, feel good. Be positive, be positive, be positive. I've watched so many people that are so positive not achieve anything. But they're positive. They feel good while they're not achieving because they never address the thorn in their side, because they never feel it, because they numb it with a blue pill. There is a way to associate and identify and become aware of the obstacles in your life without being negative. There's a way to be positive but aware. And I think some people have missed this message, that it's not about being so positive that you create numbness of the rest of the world. It's the numbness that keeps people from moving forward. I said this the other day in a coaching session. I said, it's not what people don't know that is keeping them from success. It is what they already know that is keeping them from it. It's they feel that they've got the recipe down, and they keep repeating the recipe over and over and over. And I will tell you that the self-help industry has perpetuated a lot of positivity and not addressed, hey, I should take my head out of the sand and look up. It's been numb, it's been really sunny, it's been really beautiful, it's felt really great. But man, if I look 5 years down the road, am I really on track to discover, uncover, and realize the true desires of my heart? Or have I numbed myself to the point to not feel enough discomfort of disconnect to actually move forward? Now, why do I know that and feel this is accurate? Because in the same breath, in the same damn teaching, here is what is perpetuated. You must get out of your comfort zone to have any growth. Well, then how do you just glaze over with positivity and numb yourself, but then in the same paragraph or in the same teaching say, you've got to move out of your comfort zone? What am I talking about? I'm talking about getting such clarity on your dreams that you feel disconnected to a degree, and it causes you discomfort. I'll give you a case in point. I get frustrated. I struggle. I cry. I hurt. Sometimes I yell. Sometimes I'm pissed at the world. Sometimes I am just not feeling it, and I'm not going to take a blue pill and go, you know what, I'm feeling great. No, I'm going to feel the disconnect and the pain of being disconnected from my dreams. Why? Because I don't want to stay there. I want to feel the prompting that says, Brett, something in you needs to shift. And numbness, it's why a lot of people will abuse alcohol. They'll numb the reality to live in the fantasy or use other things. I don't want to be critical of those things, and I don't want to judge anybody in that. But let's not numb our life so much with positivity that we don't recognize when we're in pain. If you're in pain, good for you. Get out of it. Move on. But the disconnect from your dream can cause a little bit of that discomfort. What is my dream? I want to see WEVO worldwide by 2021, 1 million members that are waking up to harmonic culture and authentic leadership. And when I'm struggling to achieve that dream, it causes me to move, to change, to shift, to pivot. And I would encourage you to feel a little of that discomfort yourself. Why? To become definite with your purpose. You want to test whether you'll realize your dreams or not? Go through the fire. Feel it. Feel the struggle. Feel the disconnect of your dreams. Know them so clearly that you actually feel the struggle and the refiner's fire that is building you and strengthening you to move forward so that you know if you're definite. How do you know? Because nothing, no matter how bad it gets, will shake you from your path. Now, if you can be shaken from your path, you may not be clear on your dreams with definiteness of purpose. I'm not saying it's an absolute, but it's something that you should become aware of and take a look at. So accurate thought, activity, and habit, what would that look like? Stir your imagination. Imagine the world, your universe, the way you desire it to be. Now, within your realm of what you believe when you peel back all the layers. Be an independent thinker. Just because you're in an organization where people say you should have Ferraris, don't make that your dream unless you love Ferraris. If it is true to your heart, then by all means, there's nothing wrong with Ferraris, okay? But if you're around people and they're all saying that you need this and you need that, you have to take ownership of your thinking. Become an independent thinker. Do your own thinking, okay? And as you tune into your higher self, and then surround yourself with people that are more aware and more awake and understand these concepts and principles. If they resonate, if they don't resonate, this probably isn't your tribe, because it's not going to change really anytime soon. And I'm not saying we don't want you on board. I'm just saying if these things don't resonate, this is probably not your tribe because this is the way we believe, okay? Be resolute to achieve your dreams. They're non-negotiable. You can make them negotiable, but then they're not real dreams. They're just fantasies. Don't call a New Year's resolution a resolution if it's only a wish. Just call it a wish. Start training your brain in accuracy, accurate thought, accurate activity, and accurate habit. And then remove thoughts, programs, and rhythms, hypnotic rhythms that do not serve your dreams. That is an important part of this process, is that it's not what you don't know that's keeping us from what we want. It's what we already know. And this isn't you, this is me as well. I'm just in the same boat as you, a man that has a vision, that has a dream, that has a belief system, that has principles and values. And I have thoughts, programs, and rhythms that do not serve my dreams. So the awareness of these principles: stir your imagination, be independent in your thinking, be resolute to achieve your dreams, remove thoughts, programs, and rhythms that do not serve your dreams. This awareness allows me to continue to evolve as an authentic leader. And I believe in all of my heart that it will also allow you to evolve as an authentic leader. So that is Clarity of Dreams. And today's intention for the rest of the week, we go from our week starts on a Wednesday, and then at the Power Breakfast on Monday, you see the intention reinforced. So those of you that are running a Power Breakfast, here is your intention for the week. For the rest of us, this is our mindfulness intentionally for the week. To think and imagine independently and boldly to discover the connection to your desires. And I'm going to leave it at that. But what I would encourage is, as you establish this electrical, energetic connection to who you are and where you are going in your life, and you're discovering your definiteness of purpose, as you establish this energetic connection, anything that tests the connection, anything that tries to separate the connection, anything that tries to defer you from the connection will cause you a small amount, if you're aware and awake, a small amount, but just enough discomfort to be out of your comfort zone to create positive change in your life. I love you guys. Thanks for being on the webinar. That's it for this week. Feel free to invite people next week. So great to have all of you on, and I hope this was helpful, and we'll look forward to next week. We got what? Clarity of Dreams. We got definiteness of purpose next week. So I'm looking forward to that, and we'll keep diving deeper and deeper into these concepts, and looking forward to assist you and support you in building Tribe yourself. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Thanks, Brett.
Pleasure as always.
Bye, Heather.
Cheers.
Oh, I'm finally glad I got plugged in.